This logo is power. It says so much without even a word or a sound. This design is so simple a kindergartner could draw it. A circle with 2 lines, it's like instant ramen noodles. It works, yet when you see it, the ramen-esque logo evokes emotion. It's Smash. You know it, I know it. Many of us tie the series to a time when things were, like those noodles and the logo, simpler. Where we drink chocolate milk, watch DBZ, play with a Lego, and think the prequels were kinda good, but also video games. More importantly, we'd play Nintendo games and wonder what would happen if Mario could actually beat up Luigi. What would that be like? For me, I know these were wild fantasies I'd play out of characters just going to town on each other. Link versus Peach, Ganon versus Pikachu, Goku versus Sonic, that kind of stuff. And while I never got the latter, sadly, Smash served as the vessel for those fantasy battles you'd imagine in your head or discuss with friends in PE. The spectacle of Smash was too much for my tiny child brain to handle. No one knew what they were doing back then. We didn't know about wave dashing or, cheating. We didn't even know how to roll, but we were having fun. Emphasis on the we. Smash was a game that had action and drama when played in a group. There was tension and insults being quietly screamed at each other so we didn't get in trouble. It's this nostalgia for a series that brought together my childhood heroes that has persisted throughout the years. When I see that logo, it's hard not to want to reminisce on those times. They were good times. Whether that was riding our bikes to the library to go on the computer to find out how to unlock Mewtwo, or learning that spamming Pikachu's down B was the best strategy in the game for middle schoolers, it was all positive. These memories brought out by Smash are somehow some of the most important memories of my chubby childhood with pals. But furthering that, Smash Bros. Is more than just a nostalgia trip. Its power as a franchise transcends that fundamental quality. What is it? It's a good game. Right, exactly, and Nintendo knows that Smash Bros. Has been consistently good. Yes, and I know this is gonna initiate some hot gamer replies, even Brawl. The thing is, Smash's unwavering quality standard is what truly drives its popularity. Its low barriers to entry for newer players and concentrated complexities for the advanced are what keep people coming back again and again. With its sprawling cast, Smash is able to attract an audience of variation of all different creeds and favorites. A Kirby fan can find some love in Smash, a Pokemon fan can find some love in Smash, a Fire Emblem fan can find a lot of love in Smash, and the same goes for virtually all the franchises Smash represents. Kinda. It's a unifying experience in that regard for players. Because of this, Smash Bros. Has the additional benefit of being a marketing board for Nintendo. With this wide assortment of players, people are exposed to more of Nintendo's IPs, making character inclusion be so much more important than one being cooler than the other. Before 2002, this thing called Fire Emblem was just another weird Japanese media with no intention of being more than a niche experience for the Sunrise Lands audiences. After 2002, well, Fire Emblem became arguably one of Nintendo's pillar commercial franchises, grossing a tremendous load of money and attracting a worldwide community. Why though? Yeah, it's in the title. Melee included both Roy and Marth in the roster, which significantly boosted the Fire Emblem curiosity in the West, springboarding the series into a realm of never-conceived popularity. This is perhaps one of the most essential components of Smash Bros. The series has the potential to open the gates for exposure to new franchises and ideas, which, I'd argue, translates to financial benefits. Smash's special ability to kickstart Western interest in Fire Emblem is evidence of its market power, and I think Nintendo knows this. When you look at character inclusions through this lens, it kind of makes sense. While there is obviously the creative desire by Brother Sakurai to flesh out a large array of Nintendo characters, I think there's equal thought put into the external effects their inclusion might have. Bayonetta, as an example, has made headlines being the center center of attention after the Smash ballot. Luckily for her series, which has a massive backing by Nintendo, Bayonetta's character name just so happens to be the brand's name as well, so when she's brought up in discussions about Smash, her games are retroactively also brought up. Plus, since she's so f***ing broken in the competitive scene, sorry. Just the mere diatribe strengthens the brand's exposure even more. Despite being on the Wii U, the second installment sold roughly 850,000 units, and a third Bayonetta is on the way for the Switch exclusively. If it didn't have some financial return or potential for one, there would be no trilogy. And I'd argue that for the third installment, Smash's spotlight on Bayonetta may play a huge part in helping drive sales alongside the already strong community support for the series. While perhaps the quote super unquote wonder that Smash once had when it was in its infancy might have worn off, I think a character's inclusion still sends ripples throughout the entire industry. Newer franchises like Splatoon and Xenoblade, or forgotten ones like Duck Hunt or Kid Icarus, have all had their time in the sun thanks to Smash, to results that have arguably increased their marketability. This probably might be why Nintendo won't let up with Fire Emblem characters. They really know about the power of Smash and don't want its effects on the series to let up. Anyways, I think that going forward, if this strategy has worked in the past, Nintendo might want to try to utilize Smash as a way to revitalize interest for less popular yet still beloved brands like, I don't know, Chibi Robo or Sans Undertale or Golden Sun or all these, if they want. What further Smash's force beyond an emotional or business lens is its social power, found both in its competitive and casual scene. Yeah, I've been in a few Smash tournaments. I mean, I suck at them compared to everyone else, but hey, I'm not too bad. I mained Marth and Pikachu in Melee for 2 years. I took the game really seriously and would practice a bunch with pals after school. From my tiny experience in regional tournaments, the sheer intensity of those matches was awesome. When it came time to fight in the face of being eliminated, you feel a sense of dread that this might be your last match, or even worse, you might embarrass yourself in front of a bunch of other cooler people you told you were good at the game. I loved just being there to take in the energy of it all, to watch people learn advanced techniques and exceed their limits through determination and plenty of no Neroi. It's like a Dragon Ball Z episode, but only like 10 minutes of it. You get attached to watching those you like in tournaments rise up through the ranks. You feel invested in certain matches and the meta. You feel like you're part of a larger community just by knowing the matchups, the character options and movesets, the challengers, and so much more despite not actually physically being there. On a personal level, I got to meet people outside of my small town bubble, but on the whole, I've met so many wonderful individuals on forums, streams, and online tournaments, many of which are still some of my best internet pals. As corny as it might sound, Smash is a way of uniting people of all different backgrounds in one uniform fight for glory. It breaks cultural and language barriers without even trying to do so, by creating a fighting game anyone can jump into. This is what makes it so good for being a casual party game as well. I know some people don't like framing Smash this way, but the reality is that it's the best of both worlds. Where it excels in competitive complexity, it likewise has the power to bring together people who don't play video games. With its relatively simple controls and concept, even my grandma didn't have trouble easing into it. Smash's power to captivate both crowds only makes it more desirable for everyone when a new one emerges and people start giving themselves brain damage over a new logo. But this hype too is part of Smash's overwhelming status. Something about the possibilities of new fighters, music, and gameplay mechanics gets me so jazzed. And I'm not alone in this. Smash is arguably one of the most exciting IPs Nintendo has to offer. The time before its release is ripe with endless speculation, leaks, real and fake, endless trailers, more endless speculation, and active countdowns until the final day. Smash 4's hype train was quite a ride, I remember, and I loved every second of it. A new Smash is able to engage me emotionally more than any other franchise, honestly. It's the only one I allow myself to get swept up in the excitement because of how fun it can be and how satisfying the payoff is when the new entry is in your hands. ready to deposit hours of your life into. It also ties into my nostalgia of the series, since the franchise has consistently made me hyped for another installment every single time. It's been a constant in my life ever since I remember living, which is either sad, weird, or neat, maybe all three. Point is, Smash is such a powerful entity in the gaming sphere. Whether that be my
spiritual attachment from memories,
my experiences with the competitive scene, Smash is a way to unify even the most unskilled players. Trevor. And as a marketing strategy, it's undoubtedly the biggest Nintendo franchise they have under their belt. I love Smash Bros. A lot, and I cannot tell you how much I appreciate its existence. Alright folks, we're gonna bring it down real low and go into ASMR mode because we're gonna get serious. As you might know, I'm in college now, and transitioning from high school life to this new structure is weird. Not to be a nerd or a social outcast or a YouTuber, but it's a little frightening to be on your own regardless of the newfound freedom. However, one of my first interactions was with a random person on my floor seeing that I brought a GameCube controller and saying one word. It was then that I knew it might be okay. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you disagree or agree with me, let me know in the comment section below if you want. I don't know if anybody else feels the same way I do, but maybe you've had some similar personal experiences with the series. Deposit them below if that's your kink. Regardless, have a wonderful day and take care. Goodbye.
You know what we talk about. We talk about Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo Switch.